Reading developing critical approaches. Students are expected to adopt a critical approach to sources, which requires a full understanding of written texts. This unit explains effective reading methods, examines common text features, including abstracts, explores and practices a critical analysis of text. Reading method. It is easy for students to underestimate the importance of reading skills, especially for international students. Reading academic text in the quantity required for most courses is a demanding task, but students will not benefit from attending lectures and seminars unless the reading is done promptly. While clearly most writing tasks require extensive reading, moreover, the text often contain new vocabulary and phrases and may be written in a rather formal style. This means that distinct methods have to be adapted to cope with the volume of reading required, which is especially important when you are reading in another language. Clearly, why do not have time to read every word published on the topic you are studying? The chart below illustrates an approach to finding and dealing with text. Complete the empty boxes in the chart with the following techniques. Read intensively to make notes on key points. Scan text for information you need. Example names. Survey text features. Example. Abstract contents index. Choosing suitable text. Look at title and subtitle. Skim text for case that is it relevant. Read extensively when useful sections are found. Can you suggest any other reading skills to add the chart above? Titles, subtitles, and text features. Many books and articles have both a title and subtitle. The right to have rights, citizenship practice, and political constitution of the European Union. The title is usually shorter. The subtitle often gives more information about the focus. After finding a relevant text, it is worth checking the following text features before starting to read. Author. Is the writer well known in his/her field? What else has he or she published? Publication date and edition. Do not use a first edition if there is a revised second edition available. Abstract. See sections below. Contents. A list of the main chapters or sections. This should tell you what proportion of the text is devoted to the topic you are researching. Introduction or preface. This is where the author often explains his or her reasons for writing and also how the text is organized. References. This list shows all the sources used by the author and referred to in the text. It should give you some suggestions for further reading. Bibliography. These are the sources the author has used but not specifically referred to. Index. An alphabetic list of all the topics and names mentioned in a book. If, for example, you are looking for information about a person's, the index will tell you if the person is mentioned and how often. Reading abstracts. They are normally found in peer-reviewed journal articles where they act as a kind of summary to enable researchers to decide if it is worth reading the full article. As a student, you will not normally have to write abstracts, but it is important to be able to read them effectively. Study this example. Citizenships, norms, and the expansion of political participation. Russell J. Dalton, a growing chorus of scholars, laments the decline of political participation in America and the negative implications of this trend for American democracy. The articles questions this position, arguing that previous studies misdiagnosed the sources of political change and the consequences of changing Norms of citizenships for Americans. Political engagement citizenship norms are shifting from a pattern of duty based citizenship to engaged citizenship. Using data from the 2005 Citizenship Involvement Democracy Survey of the Center for Democracy and Civil Society (CDACS), I described these two types of citizenships and traced their impact on political participation. Rather than the erosions of participation, this norm shift is altering and expanding the patterns of political participation in America. Dalton R.J. 2008 Political Studies 56 17698. Abstract normally have a standard structure. Underline the main component of the abstract above. Background position aim and thesis of article method research results of research. For facts and opinion. When reading it is important to distinguish between facts. Rice is grown in warm wet climates and opinions. I like rice. Decide if the following statements are facts, opinions, or both. Smoking can be dangerous to health. Smoking is addictive. Smoking should be banned. Smoking is dangerous, so it should be banned. If suggestions are made in academic writing, smoke should be banned. It is important that they are supported by true facts. Smoking is dangerous. Read the following sentences and decide if they are facts or opinion. If they are fact, decide if they are true or false. If they are opinion, decide if you are agree or disagree. Britain has the highest crime rate in the world. In Britain, hundreds of crimes are committed every day. Many criminals are never caught. The police are inefficient. The police should be abolished. Assessing internet sources critically. You cannot afford to waste time on text that are unreliable or out of date. If you are using material that is not on the reading list, you must assess it critically to ensure that the material is trustworthy. Internet sources are plentiful and conveniently available, but you need to ask several questions about each site. Is this reputable site? For example, what with a C academic in the URL? Is the name of the author given, and is he or she well known in the field? Is the language of the text is a suitable academic style? Are there any obvious errors in the text? Example, spelling mistake which suggests a careless approach. Compare these two internet texts on deforestation, which is likely to be more reliable. We are destroying the last of our vital natural resources, just as we are starting to wake up to how precious they are. Rainforest once covered 14% of the land. Now it's down to a mere 6%. Scientists predict that the rest could disappear in less than 40 years. Thousands of acres are cut down, and it's second with dire consequences for the countries involved and the planet as a whole. Scientists estimate that we lose 50,000 species every year. Many species every second include 137 plant types, not even species, but whole groups of plant species. And as these plants have disappeared before science can record them, so does the change to gain helpful knowledge and possible medicines. The scale of human pressures. The scale of human pressure on ecosystem everywhere has increased enormously in the last few decades. Since 1980, the global economy has tripled in size and the world population has increased by 30%. Consumption of everything on the planet has risen at a cost to our ecosystems. In 2001, the World Resources Institute estimated that the demand for rice, wheat, and corn is expected to grow by 40% by 2020, increasing irrigation water demands by 50% or more. They further reported that the demand for wood could double by the year 2050. Unfortunately, it is still the tropical forests that supply the bulk of the world's demand for wood. There are several aspects of which should make the reader cautious. The style is very personal, weird, and informal. It's down to, and there is a word used wrongly. Loose instead of loose, no sources are provided, but possibly more disturbing is careless with facts. It is really possible that thousands of acres of rainforest are being cut down every second. The writer also claims that many indigenous species are being lost every second, but if we take the figure of 50,000 per year, it means one species is lost every 10 minutes. Clearly, the writer is seeking to dramatize the subject, but it is quite incidental as an academic source. In contrast, the second text is written in accurate, semi-formal language and includes a source which is more likely to be reliable.